Use code AFTV25 for 25% off your order with Faraway Pizza. Click the link below or visit faraway.co.uk now. Welcome back to AFTV. If you've caught our breath, Turkish, what a game. I know that there's so much to be disappointed about. There's also so much, I guess, to praise. Oh, where do we start?
Well, I'll start with it. It does feel like 2 points dropped more than a point gained. But at the same time, if I take a step back emotionally, it's not the worst result in the world, especially when you look at that second half performance. That first 40 minutes, going 2-0 up, you know, it could have been more. We was playing some good football. We was pressing so well. Liverpool, you know, really couldn't get out of their half and they were struggling. Then, you know, obviously that Xhaka moment happened and we were just debating it on the sofa during the watch along, whether that had an impact on Liverpool scoring pretty much straight after. I don't necessarily think so. But at the same time, after that moment, Liverpool took control of the whole game. Yeah, we came out at half time looking for half time, it seemed. Mm-hmm. It didn't really seem like we had that renewed belief and energy that I would have expected to see. And in the end, Aaron Ramsdale saved us. You know, he's done it a few times this season, but this was by far his best performance, probably in an Arsenal shirt since he signed for us. Yeah. 4 massive saves. Topped off with the one right at the end where he's diving back towards his goal to claw it out. And don't get it wrong, you know, we had our own chances. I think Gabriel should have scored that header from the corner anywhere but straight to Alisson and we go free. Was that?
We go 3-1 up.
We would have gone 3-1 up at that stage. And then Martinelli on the counter. Simple pass. I mean, I would have been upset with myself for not making that pass, let alone what Martinelli must think. Such a simple pass. I guess the pressure, the timing. He was probably the player of the first half for us in the first 40 minutes. He got a goal, he got an assist. So I'll let him off with that one. He's young. And as I said, you know, we've got one star by on the right, we've got another star boy on the left, and Martinelli's been key for us all season. A lot of people, you know, wanted Trossard to play in his place, but for me, he's our biggest goal threat, and I'm glad that he did start, and the proof's in the pudding, goal and an assist. But overall, yeah, I am deflated. Not necessarily angry. I'm deflated, I'm frustrated, I'm disappointed. That's probably the best way to put it. I'm disappointed because that second half, we really let Liverpool put it on us. Mm-hmm. And I just think maybe Arteta should have made some subs a bit earlier than he did. I think Tierney probably should have come on a bit earlier than he did. But that's not to say it would have changed much.
Well, some people felt that maybe the changes swung the momentum because actually we did well to kill the game for a little bit up to the 75th minute. The changes are made, and then you're almost sending a message that we're going 3 centre backs here. And at that point, Arsenal were doing okay.
I probably wouldn't agree with that because I think momentum was with Liverpool the whole second half. I know what you mean. There was, you know, quieter periods when they had the ball, but you know that's because we was defending well in the majority. But the changes were made. Kiwior was a surprise. I
don't think it did anything for us, did it?
Yeah, it didn't really.
Not his fault.
It didn't really change much. I was probably looking more at Trossard and Tierney to come on a bit earlier and give us something in attack and give us some more solidity defensively. It wasn't to happen, and it's just unfortunate that, you know, Liverpool finally got their goal towards the end and made it 2-2. And, you know, at the end of the day, I guess we were lucky to walk out of there with a point when you look at the amount of chances and saves that Ramsdale had to make.
I think either team could have won it. I think even though we were kind of under the cosh for that whole second half, I can think of 3 occasions where I think we should have scored, maybe 4. And I think that tells that Arsenal still pose a degree of threat or could do something. But the question I want to ask you is, what does this mean for the title race? Now, I understand it's now in City's hands. It's also still in our hands. Let's not forget that because we've just gone to Anfield and got a point. And typically, I think over the years, we've actually performed a bit better at the Etihad, although that's not saying a lot, than we have at Anfield. But what does it mean for the title race in terms of what are the Arsenal players thinking? Because I really hope they take more belief out of this than they do deflation and thinking, well, that was it then.
That's what they have to do. I mean, yes, it's in City's hands in the sense that they play us at the Etihad. But like you said, it's also in our hands, you know, if we get an away win or if we don't lose, you know, it goes back to being in our hands completely. Listen, before the game, a few people asked me, would you take a point, shake on it? I said, no, I wouldn't shake on it now, but I wouldn't be gutted with a point. I'm just gutted at the way we got the point, more so than the point itself. I think after a good night's sleep and a couple of days following this, I'll take it, more as a point gain than anything and look forward. But yeah.
Did Arsenal prove a point, though? So I don't want to go on too long, but did Arsenal show something today? That they went to Anfield, they dominated, let's call it the first half, but of course they had their moments too. We could have scored goals in the second half. When Liverpool and Anfield got loud and everything, I was listening to the commentary, it was loud as a cauldron. As the heat really turned up, they stood up to it. I'm not saying the team defended well, I actually thought it was very chaotic, but the players individually all went, I am battling for this shirt. And at 2-2, some might think, well, what's the difference between a point and a defeat? But mentally, to get over the line with something after that performance, have they not shown something to the players here?
I think they have. I mean, if you look at the last 10 years of trips to Anfield, this one ranks high up there in terms of deserving something out of the game. So I think if they look at the first half, they can take a lot away from that in a positive light, and us fans can take a lot away from that in a positive. Listen, Etihad's not Anfield. And that's the one I'm looking at in terms of taking something from this game and having more confidence going into that game. Etihad's not Anfield, but Liverpool are also not Manchester City. This was our opportunity heading into the game, and when you look at that first half, that fact was doubled down on. This was our opportunity to get the 3 points. But you are right, there's positives to take from it as well, because that's the most fight we've put up at Anfield in years. It's just that second half really let things down. So it's about bouncing back now. It's about bouncing back. That's all we can do. I think we got West Ham away next, and then Southampton at home before the Etihad. It's about bouncing back, getting 6 out of the next 6 points up for grabs, hoping that Manchester City drop points along the way. I'm not too sure who they got off the top of my head, and maybe relieving some of the pressure on the Etihad trip.
They got Leicester at home, I think, and they got a cup game and behind.
So they got Leicester at home and a cup game. So essentially, after the Etihad, they would have been they'd have 2 games in hand on us then. Yeah. I mean, listen, we got to focus on ourselves. But at the same time, what this result has done now is we've got to, I'm going to speak for myself. I'm keeping one eye on City and just hoping. I was hoping yesterday against Southampton, for me, for 40-something minutes, they kept the clean sheet. Then Haaland pops up, and that's the frustrating thing as well, because it looks like City have kicked into gear at the right time as well. They're smoking teams again, 2 back-to-back 4-1 wins. We had back-to-back 4-1 wins as well of our own, but we've been playing well all season. They've just, managed to get their highest winning streak of the season. They're getting goals again. The goal difference has gone to a 5 difference between us now. So if it comes down to that, it doesn't bode well, especially with Haaland about to break the goal scoring record. So we've just got to, fingers crossed. We didn't lose, but we didn't win.
Etihad game's massive now. Thanks, Turkish.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.